Okay, here's our video on making log entries through Power Teacher. To make sure you're in the right place, it's wintondrivedistrict.org/teachers with an S, and it says teacher sign in. I put in my password. So once I log in, you'll see your classes. And one thing I want to show that is where I want to start with this is tips and tricks. And the first one is we often go here, just take attendance, and then that's it. We go into our teacher gradebook. But there is something called the backpack that has a lot of tools at our fingertips without even having to go into Power Teacher Pro. If we clicked on a backpack for any one of our courses, you'll see here the backpack that I clicked on was this 5th period class, and it lists all the students. And then notice here is my 6th period class, and if I wanted to kind of go back and forth, I would just click on it as I needed. But I would say I wanted to learn more about this student. I click on that student, and the default page is this quick lookup, but also is a drop-down box that has log entries, right? Or submit log entry. There's 2 different options here. And if I clicked log entries, then what you'll see are a list of all the log entries. I mean, in this case, the student hasn't had any logs made, but also a button to click a new one. And from here, now I can make this new one. And notice that the option has changed because the submit log entry, it would just take you only to this form and you wouldn't be able to see the others. That's why I like going to log entries, etc. A real cool trick about this, though, is we go back to that main menu, and over on the left-hand side, there's something called Personalize, and it's called Default Student Screen. What that means is you get to pick of any of these which one you want to see first when you click on that student's name on the left-hand side. And if you would do a lot of log entries, you would want to actually change that default to log entries, click submit, and then when you click on that backpack and you want to click on that student's name, the log entries is the first thing you'll see. In this case, one was made for this student. I click new and I can fill out my form. So I'm logging before I even get into Power Teacher Pro. The log itself, I want to talk about that right now. It's going to look the same no matter where we're actually going from to do it. What's important is the log type here. It's defaults to discipline. This is a very important step. Make sure we click on it to change the type to CHS teacher. And then what we want to do is change the subtype. This is less important to whichever is more appropriate. Maybe you're the teacher logging this. Give it a title. Title becomes an important piece, like for just viewing all of these logs. Parents. This is where you type your message here. Then we want to click submit, and it's going to take you back, and now you'll see these log entries that were made for this student, many of them. So otherwise, if you're within Power Teacher Pro, like you're in your gradebook and you're starting to log, let's go there. As a reminder, we go to click on Power Teacher Pro to get into our gradebook. And what you'll see, it's a very similar screen to what we just had. We don't have to go through all of this loading and waiting, etc. But if we go to the Students tab and we click on the student that we want, let's say it was not this first one, there's a couple steps involved. You click on this student, Bergen. It's not going to take us where we want to go. We have to kind of click back to students, and now Bergen is highlighted, and now we can click what's called Power Teacher Portal. Power Teacher Portal will give us this screen. This is the default. There's no way to change this, but over here is a drop-down option that does give us, there's our 2 options. There's log entries or submit log entries. So if I were to go to log entries, it's the same screen if you notice from when we clicked on the backpack. Here's new, here's our form, we change it to CHS teacher, we give it a subtype that is appropriate, and then we start logging and click submit. So this is how you log. These are the different ways you can log from PowerTeacher Pro.